Hello everyone. In this lecture I'd like to show you how you can install the preview version of Android Studio for Android O. This is the Android Studio integrated development environment. This software allows you to edit, compile, and run your Android programs. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take this link and put it into your browser to start downloading a zip file, depending on your platform. The link is https://developer.android.com/studio/preview/index.html. So I have I have Chrome up right here. I'm going to copy and paste the link and put it into my address bar, developer.android.com/studio/preview. I'm going to go to this site, and this is the first screen that you're going to see. Depending on your platform, whether or not you are running on Linux or running on a Mac OS, you're going to see a link right here, this yellow button, to download Android Studio. I'm on Windows, so I'm going to see a Windows link. And you're going to need to select this to start the download. The download is about 676 megabytes. It's not too big, but it may take a few minutes to download depending on your network connection. Before you can download it, you have to agree to the terms and conditions. So you just want to check the checkbox in the bottom left-hand corner and say download whatever version it is. It has to be at least 3.0. They've been making updates rather quickly, so it might be a newer version. I'm going to update this slide as much as possible so that it's on the correct version. So you just hit download 3.0 or whatever version it is. You want to save this to somewhere on your hard drive. I usually just save it to my downloads directory and hit save. This will take, again, like I said, it's 676 megabytes, so it may take a few minutes. Once you've done downloading it, it will be complete, and you'll need to open it up and unzip it. So you will need a zip program, something like WinZip. You can go to winzip.com. If you don't have something with the operating system that you have, typically you'll have a default zip program, but you can download WinRAR is probably the best one, but there's a bunch of free ones out there to extract zip files. If you're on Linux or something else, you might have a tar file as well. So I'm going to bring up my downloads directory, and I have my zip file here. You'll probably want to copy this and place it somewhere where you want to install Android Studio. Usually Android Studio gets installed and you see users, whatever your username is on your desktop or your computer. Mine is jfedin, and then inside jfedin is where you want to install Android Studio. If you have older versions of Android Studio, you can rename them to something else. And I'm going to just extract it in here. And actually, I think the extraction process itself I'm going to copy here and then extract it. The extraction process itself might allow you to specify the installation folder. You can just right-click on it and say extract, probably to the folder. I have WinRAR installed, so I'm just going to say extract to. And it's going to create a folder and start extracting everything. This may take a few minutes. There's quite a bit of files to extract. Once it's done, you can bring up the folder. And you can double-click Android Studio, and you'll see that it was installed. And go to the bin folder. Once you're in the bin folder, you can execute the studio.exe file in Windows. If you're in Linux, you'll have to go to wherever you installed it and most likely go to bin, and there will be a studio.sh file, which is the shell script. You can run that by just doing a // So I'm going to run studio.exe, and depending on what operating system you have, whether it's a 64 or 32-bit, you'll have to select the correct exe. I'm going to select studio64.exe because I have a 64-bit CPU. It's going to start, Android Studio is going to start to install. So you're going to see this screen after running Android. If you don't have an SDK installed, you want to hit Next. At this point, it's going to allow you to download the SDK. You'll probably want to just keep it as default and download Nougat, and then you can update later. And you want to make sure that the SDK location is selected properly. You can probably leave that as default as well. And it's about 865 megabytes, so this may take a while. Hit the Next button. It's going to tell you what you're going to install, verify the settings. You want to install the latest SDK platform. You can say Finish. Once you have finished, you should see this screen that says the Android SDK is up to date. You can hit the Finish button. And then you should see this window for Android Studio. and you should be all set and ready to go to start writing Android programs.